possible example. So this is another thing where we see unequal distribution. And then when it comes to a training, there's a lot of initiatives, there's a lot of good things accessible for teacher, but it's like a puzzle. It's thrown around everywhere, and teacher actually lacks some simple steps, some guidelines on how to become a proficient teacher and user of ICT. And then the last, one of the biggest issues is back to the future problem, because by the time when decisions are made, they're most likely already outdated. So when I started working in a school 4 years ago, I was asked to radio station, and they were asking me about tablets in school, and I said, when it will be done, it will probably already be too far behind. And now in my class, thanks to Microsoft project, I'm having technologies, and I can work with kids with tablets. But on a bigger scale, do we have tablets in every school? Most likely no. Do we have a training in every school? Most likely no. And by the time when we decide which technologies to use and how to use them, those probably will be outdated. And as the three final conclusions out of this which I can take, the first one and the most important one, if kids has access and teachers has a training and access to technologies, the sky is the limit. So here's one example. This is here, maybe you can recognize the building. Yeah, so this is the building, this one. So this is 3D printed model. And obviously 3D printing is nothing new. When it comes to 3D printing in schools, it's something new. And the most inspiring thing is that the model was actually built by a 14-year-old kid. So this is one of examples that we can actually go much more beyond into a future. Now the second thing I know for sure is by the time when we will sort of get into it and change and adapt, the technology will grow so rapidly into the future that I, as a teacher with a tablet, will be outdated, and kids in the breaks will sit around in HoloLenses, building their own realities, or sitting in their smart pants and doing something else. So that's an obvious thing. We have to catch up. The initiatives must be faster and must be better targeted. Now the third conclusion I can tell from my side is, while we hesitate to bring in technologies, to bring in training for the teachers and to change things, we're losing generations, and kids are being hurt because they will lack the skills. So if we don't teach those kids